Millions of voters are heading to polling stations in Hong Kong for the city's district elections.
The elections are being seen as a barometer of public support for the anti-government protests, which have paralysed parts of the territory over the past 6 months. Stuart Ramsey has the very latest from Hong Kong.
More people have voted so far in this election than in the last one that happened 4 years ago in the entirety of it. So it gives you that indicator. We're almost at 50% of people who've registered to vote having voted. The critical thing will be, it'll be interesting to see, just to say I'm in the new territories now. We've come off Hong Kong Island and there's been a massive turnout here. Sort of well over 45% of people here have already voted, and more obviously are expected to. So the figures look like are going to be very high. Key thing is who wins. Now, a lot of the people we've spoken to support the democracy movement and the protesters, and they're saying that's why they're out. But I was also just talking to a politician from a pro-Beijing party who's also an MP here. He's running in the council elections. He said they're not optimistic of winning at all, which is quite a remarkable thing to say when the polls are a long way from closing. As he said, he pointed out to me, if this was just about services and issues in the district councils, then the pro-Beijing side would win. But it's not. It's been completely overshadowed by the protest movement that's happened here and the calls for more democracy. And so if he is being that negative publicly already, then I think that the pro-democracy people will be looking to say, well, we're going to do extremely well and we're actually going to be able to perhaps influence the whole political movement here in the coming future. Carrie Lam, Chief Executive, has said that she is going to listen to what people say. Bear in mind that these elections themselves are really about parks and recycling. It's not really about major political points to be made, but that's why one of the only votes that Hong Kong have that is truly democratic, that they'll be able to send that message to Beijing. So I think they're pretty confident. The question, I suppose, after, what will the demonstrators do? I suppose if they do really well, would it be odd for them to continue going out on the street and all the violence that we've seen before? Or if they do badly, well, I think then they will almost certainly be out on the street. So we're expecting a result early hours of tomorrow morning, maybe about 6, and then we'll have to see what the pro-democracy movement make of that. If it's not gone their way, then there could be even more trouble here.